So, hi. In this session, we'll be seeing about data validation. So, this data validation helps you to obtain the data, like whatever data you need, and only those data can be entered in your cells. So, that is the main use of data validation. Now, let us see where this data validation is being present. If you see, go to data, and you'll be either able to find it directly data validation here, or under data tools you'll be finding a symbol like this, which means data validation. Just select this tool, and you could see it allows only value, whole number, decimal number. This we are going to see it, and now let us then go into the problem directly. So here, if you see, it allows whole number only, means only from 0 to values, only from 0 it is going to enter all of the values. That is what it is meaning, it means. And the next thing is decimal. It allows only decimal values. And list is, it provides us a list, or we give it a list, and only from that you'll be able to pick the data. So that is actually nothing but a drop down list, is only mentioned here as list. And the next thing is date. That is, you'll be able to select between two or more dates, or list or mention between two dates. So that is actually called as date option. So you could see, you can mention which date you want, the starting date and ending date, and between that you can select it. And the next thing is time. So if you could see, starting time and ending time you can give, and between that you have to give any time. And the next thing is text length, is what should be the number of letters your word should contain. So that thing you have to mention. And see, for whole number, you'll be mentioning the number values, decimal also. Then list is, you'll be providing the list of values, which we'll be seeing later in the problem. And for custom text length also, you'll be mentioning how many letters you need. And custom is, if you have any separate formula, you can mention it and use the data validation. Okay, now let us go on into the problem directly now. So the problem which we have here is a set of 10 students, and their data has been provided here. So, okay. So, and their data has been provided here. Now, we are required to enter whether the person is a day scholar or a hostler. So, for this, we are going to use the data validation tool, because for multiple students, I cannot be entering every time day scholar, hostler fully. So, what we are going to do is we are going to use the data validation tool. Now, just select the entire cell, go to data, select your data validation tool. Now you're going to select here list. Okay, so in the source you're going to give DS for day scholar, and for hostler you're going to give H. Okay, so hostler or HT, let it be, or around H alone I'm going to give it. Okay, for day scholar it is DS, and for hostler it is H. Just give OK, and you'll be able to see a down arrow mark, and if you just select it and see, you'll be able to find DSNH. So I can select for each person whether they are a day scholar or a hostler, or I can just select it by just clicking them on it. So I'm just selecting it randomly here. Okay. Now, before going to the marks, we'll go on to the native place. So here I have a list of districts, like 10 districts I have. Let us add a few more districts also. Let me add a few more districts, like Morinal districts. I'm adding um, Namakkal here. Then I am adding, let me add another place of like Bangalore also here. Then I'm just simply adding the places here. So it is up to you to give the places. Then Coimbatore is also already here. Then one more place, what we can add is, let us add Mumbai, then Mangalore, then let me add Hyderabad. So let us say we have a list of cities here. Okay. Now what we are going to do is we are going to have the native place. So every time again, we cannot be typing it here. What we have to do is you're going to select your entire where and all data is needed. Just go to data validation. Now we are going to select only list here, and in this list you see source here. So instead of typing, if you already have a list, you can just select it here like this. Okay, now click OK. So you'll be able to find in the drop down list all the values will be present. So you can just select Chennai. Then if this place is the person is from Salem, so I'm just selecting it randomly here. So whichever it is suitable, you can just give it by just selecting the values randomly. Mm, So this is how your data validation tool, that is for your list, it works. So you can just select it alone, and you need not every time keep on typing everything. So you just need to have to select it, and you just have to what to say, you have to select whichever applies to it. Next thing what we are going to see is whole numbers. So here one criteria is the sign for the science quiz. The mark is between 0 to 50, which means like we need only whole numbers. There should not be any decimal numbers or negative numbers, or anything greater also should not be present. So now what we have to do is you're going to select your entire data. Go to go to data validation. Now what you're going to do is you're going to select whole number. So in this whole number, I'm going to mention the minimum value as 0 and the maximum value to be 50. Okay, now just give OK. So if I enter 5, okay, 6, it's just going to apply, it is going to take the value. Now, if I let us say I'm going to enter 50, okay, it has taken 56. It shows me that this value doesn't match the data validation restrictions, which means like we want the value only between 0 to 50. So if you're entering above or below, it is going to show this message. So if I give even retry again, if I'm going to give, let us say 78, again it is going to show it. So eventually you'll not be able to enter a data which is greater than or lesser than. For this, let us say I want a message to pop out. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to again select it, go to data, go to data validation. Now if you could see already, so this has already, we have done it. Now I want the input message as, the title should be like instruction. The input message should be enter a value between 0 to 0 and 0 to 50. Enter value between 0 to 50 should be my input message. Okay, now the error message should be as we have seen earlier. I don't want a default message which is being given by Excel. I wanted a proper error message. So it should display error. Okay, so in the error message, it should display um, uh, do enter a proper value. Let us say example. Okay, do enter a proper value between 0 and 0 to 50. So it should display this as the meaning. So you can even, you can just stop it, or you can just display it as a warning or information or whatever you want. I'm just going to give it as stop only, and I'm just going to give okay. So now, if you see, wherever I keep it, it displays here. If I keep it, it is not displaying. But here, if I keep it, it displays instruction. Enter a value between 0 to 50, or 0 and 50, or whatever it is. So let us say I'm going to type 5, okay, then 0, it is getting the value. Then let me type 15, okay. So then I'm going to type 26. Then let us say I'm typing 59. So if I'm just going to give enter, you could see you get a error message as we have typed. You can give any message here. It shows do enter a proper value. Then again I'm going to retry, and I'm going to give, let us say, 7. Then I'm going to give, let me try a negative value, which is minus 43. I'm just going to give enter. You could see again it shows me the value, and I'm going to remove the symbol. I'm just going to enter 43. Let me try it with a decimal also. So I'm going to give 6.0. Then give enter. So for 6.0 it will take, but let me try it with 6.5. If we give it, you could see again it says you have to enter between 0 and 50, and then again it retries. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give 25, then 10, then how much? 30. Oh, okay. So this is how your data validation tool actually works. So you can use it to your fullest when you're dealing with large amount of data. This will obviously be much more helpful for you. Thank you.